Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, let's get it rolling. So the first thing we're gonna do is jump out here to our scans. One of the things that I noticed yesterday. Scan. All right, so one of the things I noticed yesterday was BNAI was not showing up on any of my scans, like none of them. I played around with my scans on TOS and all that, never did show up. I did not trade that one, but I saw other traders participating on that one. SOPA, SOPA ended up doing a putting out news of an offering at $2 yesterday afternoon. And another thing I noticed, I was just out there, minding my own business in the market at 9 o'clock at night, and I saw that trading was still going on SOPA, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought the markets closed at XYZ. And so I got curious, and I went in and looked up the brokers that allow 24-hour trading in the market, right? And Interactive Brokers was one of them. A couple other ones. Charles Schwab and TOS, they end trading at 8 o'clock p.m. But when I looked in, it was like 9 p.m. So it was an hour past that, and I still saw trading going on at SOPA. And they ended up pushing the price down there to the offering price of $2, and then it bounced all the way back up to $4 this morning. So let's go ahead and look through the scans and see what we got popping out here. Leading the day is a little penny stock with 16 million, GRI with no catalyst. Then we have SOPA. I think for now, I'm just going to focus on doing the hard research on the things with catalyst. The things without catalyst is I just don't care about. So yeah, SOPA does have catalyst this morning. It says reported earlier, Society Pass prices $3 million public offering at $2, which they already went down and touched $2. So I don't know if it's going to trade back down to $2 today. But I'm going to keep it on watch because it has that catalyst. BNRG, no catalyst. AEHL, no catalyst. DRMA, Dermata, it's got some catalyst. It's up 44%, so I'll pop that one on watch. And we'll deep dive on these. I'm just going through finding the ones with catalyst right now. EKSO, Applied Digital, splits cloud arm, forms new AI compute company with EKSO. So that's 39%. CETX, Simtrex, stock pops after hours. Says they just returned to profitability on CETX. We'll look into that. And then FLYE, no catalyst. All right, so now for the non-micros, we got Mask, nothing, no catalyst. MREO, Jeffries, that's just an analyst putting a price target. That doesn't mean anything. TOVX, no catalyst. Saidu, looks like there's an update. Let's see, update. Saidu Space closes Class A stock offering, so they closed the offering. ECLA and NIO. All right, so we got these four on watch. SOPA with 6 million shares, and we want to see which one of these with catalyst starts to get the most volume. Right now it's SOPA leading. Then we got DRMA, EKSO, and CETX, and we'll see if anything else pops up. But let's start with, we already looked at SOPA yesterday, but DRMA. DRMA, good morning, Hebrew. Okay, so this one's out of San Diego, California. Dermata Therapeutics Inc., a late-stage medical dermatology company, focuses on identifying, developing, commercializing pharmaceutical product candidates for the treatment of medical skin disease and aesthetic applications. Its lead product candidate is Zengari, which is in phase 3 clinical studies for the treatment of moderate to severe acne. All right, so acne drug, let's go ahead and throw it up there on the notes. What's this? Drama. All right, so this is an acne drug. I don't know how that's gonna do. We need to weigh these out too. What's gonna be the most like eye drawing catalyst down to the most like dead catalyst. So the keyword on this one is acne. Not super excited about an acne drug. Let's go to EKSO. And all of these four that we found are micro floats. So these are the ones that can pop a lot, but we need to see if any of them have that gasoline to make them pop way more. All right, EKSO Bionics, Exo Bionics Holdings Inc. develops, designs, sells, rents exoskeleton products in Americas, Germany, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, the Asia Pacific. I think I've seen this one before, out of California as well. So these are some more American companies that we're seeing today. Go check their news. I think I might. Yeah, I already have notes on them too out here, which is good. I already did that. See if I can go back and grab my notes. There we go. All right, activate, draw them all over here. And yeah, US based exoskeleton, healthcare, blah, blah, blah. Let's go look at what are they talking about, money or what? No, they were talking about two companies coming together. But they definitely need to get some more volume. Apply Digital spin. This was 14 hours ago. So Apply Digital to spin out cloud business proposes business combination. That's just a business combination. So that's not going to be something that I'm looking into. Edit business combination. Because the thing is, what the catalyst gives us is a reason to buy low instead of buying high. So we can be confident in the dips, right? And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to not know the catalyst and just buy higher highs, hoping that it goes higher, because that's how you get killed, right? That is exactly how you get spaded. Okay. All right, let's go to CETX. Your catalyst out here, boy. You look choppy. Let's see CETX. And I also have done notes on this one before as well. Seen this one. This is Centrix Pops, but see what it security out of Brooklyn, New York. Company offers browser-based video monitoring, graphics, kind of like an IT company, huh? Software infrastructure with 264 employees. It's up 30%, but if you look over here, we want to see these stocks, these low flow stocks that have catalysts compete, right? Needs to definitely outcompete SOPA. Needs to outcompete this BNRG that's only 88 cents. We need to see them start to move up this list of volume. more people watching that TV channel. Okay. So none of those have super exciting catalysts as of yet. And SOPA continues to pull on back as well. Let me 8. So we hear SOPA, that Singapore company from yesterday, now returning into its ATRs. ATR high here hit it at the 334s and ATR lows down there at 255. And it's only up 12%, but still has more volume than the other ones with, I guess, fresh catalysts. So, waiting on one of those bullish monsters to run through here. And then everything on the non-micros is literally under 10, really, 10%. No big gappers there. Huh? Is what it is. Let's go to the front page and see what that news is talking about. U.S. tariffs are at 80-year highs and they're here to stay. U.S. protectionism is back. Global economy is learning to live with it. Tesla complies down, beats sales estimates. Korea crushes global benchmarks. The best stock rally since 1999. Here's what to watch for silver's next move after a wild ride past $80. Meta to acquire Manus in $2 billion bets on AI agents. Look at Meta. They're in the top news, but they're down right now. But that is some news from 2 hours ago. Trump says he still might fight Powell as Fed pick looms, or might fire Powell. China mandates 50% domestic equipment rule for chip makers. Bulls only ever whatever. So newer news, 7 things you may not know about dividends. You had to be brave. Wall Street remembers in a wild 2025. Novo and Lilly cut prices of weight loss drugs. Okay. Copper racks up longest rally since 2017. China allocates 8.9 billion fund for 2026 consumer goods trade-in scheme. Donald Trump expected to impose new levies if the Supreme Court strikes down tariffs. AI Trade's next leg is all about text, pick, and shovel stocks. 4 things that could drive economic. Everything's about next year. AI Trade next year. Why market's biggest risk is noise in 2026. Why Micron is the hottest AI stock right now. Micron, let's go and see what MU's looking like. MU yesterday closed at 279 and now it's up here at 297. Pretty big jump there. Yeah, okay. But MU still very low volume, to be honest. Gotta see who's gonna stand out. Gonna be that one. Really, I just want to see something at least looking bullish. GRI not even looking bullish. SOPA, very slow trading, around 10%. BNRG, not even a bullish look out here. Drama, pop from 201 up here to 240. Oh, I'm on the 15-minute chart. I was about to say, look right. Yeah, Drama walking down there. Doesn't even look bullish. 27, 28% with 5 million shares traded. AEHL, Exco. Okay. We're gonna be ready. We're gonna ready for whatever comes. Yesterday was kind of like it was a trial day. Either it was a no trade day, or you took the risk that you did take. You had to take it off the table very quickly, and a lot of the things, if you held them, you got hurt. You know, Catalyst was a little bit weaker, and all of that. Good morning, Danielle. We have about 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Looking for something to start to outtrade SOPA, SOPA. Drama, the acne drug, and I already knew drama was gonna be a little bit of dead weight today. Being acne, it doesn't make it. It's not something that people get excited about. I can understand a cancer drug or something like that, but acne, yeah, that buzz just doesn't hit the same. The overall market is going flat from yesterday. We saw it trade down. This is where it was yesterday. It got under those ATRs and started to trend down. That's kind of how I use ATRs. It's just like, hey, if it's below ATR high, the trend is probably down. The ATR gives you the central point. So this space in here, this airspace, is kind of like a decision or consolidation area. And then once it breaks to either side, I get in my head, okay, there's probably a trend this way or probably a trend down here. And this one just continued down. It popped up a little bit, but could not reclaim any ATR. And now it's down here trading sideways again. But if we see, we always want to visualize any of these trends, right? We got a little bit of an uptrend, and we'll see if it breaks this uptrend down or if it wants to get back over and retest this airspace in here where it popped back up here yesterday. See that little trend there. CETX uh, regain their profitability, but they are not getting any volume traded on them. By some reason we have a PFSA popping up. It's 118%, but this may be a higher float. Let me see what this is talking about. Yep, this is a much higher float on PFSA. 14 cents, and it's actually looking bullish. It's got 21 million shares traded on it, but the higher float. Let's go see what this company say. Looks like it has, whoops. Looks like it has some type of catalyst today. Let me see. Profusa restructured senior secured convertible notes, only convertible above 35 cents. That's it. Convertible notes. That's it. Got 24 million, boy. Are we starving like that today? This one's out of California as well. So California is having a day. A lot of California stocks. Let's see. This one says it develops bioengineered sensors uh for body to detect and continuously transmit clinical grade data for personal and medical use in the United States. It offers the Lumi oxygen platform to monitor compromised tissue for peripheral artery disease, chronic wounds, and reconstructive surgery. Company researches and develops the Lumi glucose platform, which is designed to monitor glucose levels in interstitial fluid. Based in Berkeley, California. Not have the number of employees out here. It just says healthcare and medical devices. And I bet that float is high. Let's see. Float, yep. Look at that high float. 56.8 0.58 million heavy on insiders. So that one. And then the catalyst is weak. So why in the world is it leading? Why is it sucking up all the volume right now? 30 million shares traded. It needs to be shot in the foot. Let's go look at this daily chart on PFSA. Okay, here's the daily chart that looks like death. Started up here, big old fall down. Has just been trading downward gradually. It was at 6 cents, and now it's trading right here at around 15 cents. So yeah, not a whole lot of juice on that one. Worth the squeeze. We need to see that one die out. Something else needs to pop up and start to challenge that. But since it is where people are watching the TV channel with 32 million, I'm going to continue to wait for something to look more bullish than it or it to fail. As ATR is down here 8 cents that it could come back to. That's only a 7-cent move down. And it hit a high up here of 1548. We have our first idea of a downtrend through here. First idea of a downtrend, and we'll see how this ends up holding. Point of control right around 13 cents. Seven o'clock about to hit. Top of the hour. Previous bodies kind of coming up here and struggling at this 1470. We'll see if it ends up blowing through this. This is 1 minute resistance. Resistance there. And no real uptrend that we can kind of clearly see out here. So this level up here in accordance with the downtrend. Okay, drama, the acne one, curling. Oh boy, Sopa. What in the world? All right, Sopa. This is just on continuation. It has 9 million shares traded, but only up 20%. Need to start to visualize. Let's see. So we had a point down here of 197, right below that 2, pulling all the way up here to 317. I'm not sure this is gonna work, but I'm gonna put it in just as an idea. Just as an idea. See if it does anything with this on continuation. From the top though, it has been trading downwards, so 420. See if it holds in this level. Slight little breakout of there, but we also have another idea for uptrend here. And this right here is hard to tell. I'm not sure about this. Maybe there's an idea there, but I'm just not sure where to put it because it kind of consolidated there so long. We'll see. But SOPA pulling on up there. Things starting to make it to 10 million shares traded finally. So DRMA, SOPA have made it to 10 million shares traded. And then PF, oh, well, look at there. So that little resistance, it came back up and tested and threw a wick up here. So this is going to be another idea for a downtrend. And it's got to hold up this level of the 13.5. We'll see if it falls back down here through this 13.5. It is still on this downtrend level. And still getting knocked down off of this 14.7. 82 million shares traded on it. That's insane. We literally just looked at this and it was at 20 something million. Now it's at 80. Right back up to that level. Finding more resistance on this downtrend. Want to see it die. All right, SOPA back down to this downtrend as well. Only up 17%. And that's one thing about like Danielle is saying, that's one thing about the cheap stocks like something like PFSA is they're so cheap people can oversize into them. They buy like hundreds of thousands to millions of shares of them because they're so cheap, and that's what makes that volume jump up so quick with almost no motion. This little range here is 13. This is almost a 1 cent range here with all that volume in between here. So if they were going to push it down, they have captured that many people in this area to take it down. But still, we see it trading down here, and we're just looking for a breakdown of 13.5. EKSO got going on over here. That's the exoskeleton stock. 6 million shares traded on it. Still not really competing. Got a lot of work to do to draw people in. SOPA went on back under that downtrend that we spotted. Okay. It's actually getting a new downtrend, or it's either getting a new downtrend if it breaks down here, the bottom of 314, or this is just going into consolidation on a range. And this top side is around 350 to 320 out of 25-cent range in here. Only up 15%. Drama. GEA. So okay. FSA coming back up here to this downtrend once again. Ooh, throwing a big wick up there. 1551. Lot of pressure, a lot of fat fingers in here. Top side, almost a triple top there. Almost 100 million shares traded on it. It's riding right on that point of control. This was a little bit lower high here, so it's gonna have to break. If it's gonna be bullish, it's gonna have to break this 15.5. A little bit lower high here. There's a slight idea for a downtrend there, but it's not super steep. Still struggling around this 14.7. Drama pushing up a little bit. 11 million shares traded, up 32%. Still not as impressive as PFSA. SOPA holding under back to the ATR high as well, with the bottom down here of 319. BNRG, ASO. Okay. Yeah, everything else is kind of like fading off. SOAR. What is SOAR got going on down here? Volato Group announces 6-month pause on at the market equity offering program. Okay. That's not any hot news. That's all. It's only got 2 million shares traded. All right, back up here to PFSA. Continue to bump its head here. 103 million shares traded on this one. So this is where people are looking. So that's the first thing. So we look for catalysts, and then we say, hey, what TV channel is being watched a lot today? And this one is being watched a lot. And then we say, okay, well, is this channel worth watching like that? Is it like some kind of crazy catalyst that's gonna make it go to the moon? Why is there so many people clicking this channel? And then you have to say, okay, well, if the people are here and trading, are these people oversizing? Is this why it's getting so much volume on today? Are they buying millions of shares per person because it's 14 cents? Possibly. A good chance. You're trading with a nice sized account, you can definitely get 1 million shares. Right back to that 14.7 level. But at this point, to prove weakness, it would need to break down this 13.19 down here. The 1 minute support. I will edit and put 1 minute. See how it acts around that level. Oh, wow. I was just putting in 1 minute support and it slashed down there real quick. Okay. Just taking mental notes and drawing them on the chart so that I don't forget them. Because if you see it but you don't document it, it's almost like being a doctor, right? If you see a symptom in a patient but you don't write it down, you don't mark it, you don't do anything like that, you just say, I'm just gonna take a mental note. Okay, all right, you're gonna forget. And you're gonna be wondering why whatever happened around this level happens. So I say real time, go ahead and mark it up. Not real time jump in for some kind of, hold and hope situation, but just, mark the symptom that you see. There's nothing wrong with drawing on your chart. There's nothing wrong with, a lot of people be like, oh, you have a messy chart, but it's my mess. This isn't an indicator mess. It's not like I have 300 indicators on here. These are my ideas, the symptoms that I have seen that make sense to me, right? Now, if I had, 50 million indicators out here, that would probably be more of a problem because I'm dependent on somebody else's calculations that I may not observe or may not understand. All right, SOPA coming on down to that first level, and then we'll see if it goes ahead and break down there. Continues to walk down this little level, but will not completely break down. I bet there's a lot of stops under this level, though. Ooh, I bet there's a lot. Especially with it being a higher float stock, too. Saidu popping up there for some reason, only up 15%, only 6 million shares. It's not even competing. Hmm. Okay, so looking for this one to start to break down this 13.6, so we can see some type of downtrend inside of this other downtrend. 13.6 there, but it hasn't yet broken down. And now we're getting a slight uptrend idea because it's holding out of this downtrend. So I'm gonna let this candle close, and if it does close this way, this will be a nice little uptrend idea here. Got about 30 seconds on this candle. Again, right on that trend. 4 seconds left. Still holding out of that trend. So this is an uptrend idea here. Whoops, one. Uptrend idea here. And mark that up. See if it actually holds this level or if it wants to get back below that downtrend. right there. We'll see how it holds this. We know where the resistance is here, know where the support is here, but we don't know if this is a trend anymore. It's consolidating within this previous candle, right in the center of this previous big buy candle, right? So kind of looking around, it has not broken a new high. It closes like this, I'm going to be thinking it's going to be coming into some kind of pennant with a downtrend coming in here. If it closes lower with a lower high. 6 seconds left. We'll see if it pulls back down. Right on that point of control. Upside 14, whatever. And it's probably okay, it's gonna make a new high there. All right, so we'll see if it holds this uptrend here. Right up there to that previous resistance level. Didn't quite get a tap yet. $125 million shares traded on this one. Come on, big boy. All right, showing us some red. Now we're getting an idea of a new downtrend, if possible. If it keeps going sideways, then we know it's in consolidation. Okay, so from the top here, right down here, it's going to need to make a decision. Right up in here, somewhere, either to break down or break up. Okay. Let me roll around real quick. Acne, SOPA going on down. Need to go down. NRG, EKSO. So all the micros are kind of looking dead right now, and I'm expecting something to come up later on that's going to really challenge PFSA and make that move, pay us some money. But yeah, it's right in this little pennant area. Very flat, and if it continues through the center of this, we're like, okay, this is consolidation. If it doesn't make a move either way and just continues central, yep, nice consolidation. I mean, 1 sec. We back. All right, so let's see what we got. PFSA staying central here, really looking like it's just staying in consolidation. Right, this little pivot point. Running into that previous idea for a downtrend. If it keeps on going past this, we know it's just hard consolidation. Okay, let's see, anything else popped up yet? 12 mil, SOPA, under 10% now, BNRG, SOAR, 3% or 83 cents. Looks like that one only has 7 million, so it's really just not competing. Not competing. So for the micros, really like to see them over 10 million. If the top thing is at 27 million, anything that's going to be competing with it needs to be at least getting 20 or 10 million, at least half of what it's got. Let's go look at the non-micros. I mean, there's nothing to even compete here. PFS say 136 million, and the next thing is at 10 million and barely moving. Got a lot of penny stocks up here leading in here though. Mask, we seen that one earlier this week. TOVX, Miro. So yeah. Okay, so again, right in the center. Right in the center of everything. Low down here of 1319. Has not made any big moves down or up yet. A lot of volume traded in this level though. Either way it goes, if it were to pop or drop, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot of people with this many shares if they're holding for the bigger move. At this point, I can't put any more trends because this is too much consolidation. It's not trending anymore. DETX. That was one that we saw with Catalyst. It's got 5 million shares traded on it. We'll see how it does. It's got 39. What was the catalyst for this one? This one was they just returned to profitability on CETX. So they're now making money. What they're saying. So 296. This one's getting on up there on CETX. Needs a lot of volume to challenge anything else though. Let's look at the daily chart. This is one that's out of New York. Maximize sell. Let's look at the daily chart here. So on both of the days that I've seen it previously, it had no catalyst, and it is currently trading around 302. So right around the top of this little daily candle here. But yeah, up 42% with 5 million shares traded. See if it actually starts to build out the structure of a trend. PFSA still just right in the middle. Oh, there it is. It's breaking down, but it's gonna need to break this low of the 1297 to start downtrending. It's gonna have to break the high of 1463 to start uptrending. Just stand right here in the center. Very trappy type movements though. Here's another up idea if it is one. I don't even know at this point. Not sure about it. So as long as I'm not sure, then I kind of stay away from it. Down there. Doesn't want to re-enter this downtrend, kind of tapping that level there. Yep. 13.7. Right down there to that previous support level into this downtrend. Get some type of bounce right here. They should be thinking about this area, right? Yeah, somebody marked it up. Yep. Somebody marked that up. That's what I like to see. I like to see people doing like agreeing with some of my ideas. You know what I mean? I don't want to be out here and it just crashes right through there. And this was not this was not any type of idea here. Okay. See, SOPA continued down. Soar, big old move back down. Only up 12% now. CETX is gaining more and more speed. 7 million shares traded over here on this one. Up to 310. The last time we looked at it was at 3. Okay. Is that volume coming in here? Is that buying volume or is that selling volume? Definitely running in there. Zoom back a little bit. That's a lot of volume coming in there. Go ahead and pop the top. It's gonna pop it. People gonna get scared. They're gonna see all that volume and be like, oh, this must be selling pressure. It can't break out. Look at that volume. I mean, it's just running in there. It's gotta pop the top. Or they're gonna get scared. Uh-oh. Yep. Look at that. All that volume and no popping of the top? No way. Just threw it down on their souls. All right, CTX, 8 million shares traded. Back over here to PFSA. Held this level here for the first test of 13.19. But still trading below these other uptrends that we had. See if it actually wants to break down. I just want to see that first test did get some type of reaction. So that means somebody was looking at the place that I was looking at as well. And that also means more people are trapped as well. They entered for a buy and now they're like, please God, I hope this holds up. Drama, SOPA. So CETX selling on back down. 8 million shares traded on it. Still not even in the top 4 as far as volume goes. Still getting beat out by these other ones. Back down here once again. Bottom side of this is 13 flat. Just threw a little wick down there to 13. Still bounced here. This is twice respecting this level here. Idea. Got a little bit higher low here. Right. Coming right back up to this previous level. Uptrend idea. Still basically trading in the middle of this range. Go ahead and get rid of this one up here because it's getting a little far out there. So it did test this level, but it gave us some more information here. There is weakness at this level because it was able to break down the level this time even further. And so that's giving us a little bit more information, right? Breaking down. And now the next time, will it break even further down here to maybe the 12s? Yep, there's the next break. There's the next break. So it gave us information there. Hey, I'm a little bit weaker here. And then they punched it. They just came up and drop kicked it there. 162 million shares traded on that one. Now treating this level as some type of resistance. So we'll see if it continues to treat this level as resistance or if it wants to hold it back up. And back up and tested it as resistance real quick. And let's see if it drops on through this bottom, 12 sevens. I had to close this candle in about 10 seconds. Now we're starting to see more of a trend rather than a consolidation. And the trend is starting to implode downwards, right? But that doesn't mean, I mean, it hasn't really went away from this level yet. It's just kind of holding right in here. We know it has a higher float, so we don't know how big the movements can actually be here before it runs into some big walls. But again, looking like it wants to make lower lows there. We'll see. Not want to give up, does it? SOPA rising back up here, 12 million shares, and then SOAR. Both of them under 10%, struggling to hold 10%. CETX. Okay. All right, well, I'm about to hit the road. When I get back over to the other office, I'm gonna see if anything else has come up to try to take out PFSA, anything with some catalyst coming through there. But as of now, it's just following the downtrends, that the ideas that we had there. So those ideas are becoming more and more concrete. And yeah, so it's not great, not great to see this one have 170 million in the beginning. I don't know if they're gonna do some type of, or do they have a shelf registration out? Let's see, EFSA. They do not have any shelf registrations out here. Okay. Got room all the way back down to what, 11 cents down here at the bottom of this trend if it were to come down. Just not getting punched in the mouth again. Getting further and further away from this 1319. Throw a little wick up there to our previous idea. Yeah, all right. I'm about to hit the road, man. Hopefully when I pull up, there's something better. Definitely willing to trade today if I see something that is willing to give us a move for our money, right? Moving, you know, quite nicely, 30, 20, 30 cents at a time. Just have not seen that yet. Drama continue to trade down 4% with 12 million. So SOPA is catching up with drama as far as the trading volume. SOAR going on down. Okay. This is the end of the month and the end of the year. So we definitely want to be on more of a defensive, especially if you're green on the month, green on the week, green on the year. Be more on a defensive so you don't mess yourself up on the last day. Or, well, yeah, last two trading days, continuing to see it just grind on down. This is a very slow trend here. As room down. 2 cent drop will be to 10 cents. All right, yeah. Let me get on out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for sure. I was looking for BNAI yesterday. I saw other people trading it, and I was like, man, this thing isn't showing up on any of the TOS scanners. It showed up on FinViz and some of those other ones, but it just didn't show up. I played with my scanners and everything, could not get it to pop. And I was like, well, maybe this is a sign not to do it because, if it's not showing up on the scans, I don't know. Now, when I typed it in BNAI, I could get it on TOS, but it just was not. I don't know if there was a data mismatch or what, but I just didn't trade it. Definitely saw other people trading it though, so I was like, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. EKSO continue. This is that exoskeleton one. It has 7 million shares traded right now, $8.04. And this one could be moving dollars instead of pennies. It's the highest price one, but it is on the lower side of the volume, right? 7 million and trying to catch up with everybody else, but slowly pressing up on EKSO. All right, this is my final time. I gotta go. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all in the Discord. Discord is free. The link has been dropped into the chat. It'll also be in the description. But yeah, we continue conversations over there. I don't know what's going on with Autonomics. Autonomics medical shares are trading higher after the European Patent Office granted the company patent number, whatever that is, controlled and precise treatment of cardiac tissues. So I see that one up 44% with 12 million shares traded on AMIX. All these little cheap ones doing their thing, getting that volume. But yeah, got to get out of here. And as always, we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.